You see someone who you think is in fancy dress and it turns out to in fact be a ghost. Casual. This is part 2 of Colette's story, The Man Who Vanished, and we are about to get into the proper story. So first of all, in part 1, she thinks she sees a ghost of Elizabeth I, but it turns out it is actually a lady who's in fancy dress. They have a laugh, she moves on thinking, oh my god, if I'd seen a ghost I would have died. Ironically, in a twist of fate, she is now about to see one, and this is where we're at. So, she says, then I came across a man, thinking it was fancy dress. He had a black flat cap on, but it was round with a little square bit on the top. It looked a bit like a Quaker, but with a flat hat. Dressed in all black with little black jobbers, black socks, tights up under the jobbers, a white collar over his tunic or jumper, whatever it was, and a long black stick. He had skinny crows, very white, scrawny, and he was playing with a puddle. She says he was looking down at the puddle and poking a stick into it, which I found very odd as I was coming towards him and thinking it was a big puddle, but we had no rain, which makes a change for March. Anyway, as I carried on walking past him, he never looked up. You know when you just feel someone's eyes burning in your back? So, she says, I looked around and he was still playing in the puddle. Well, not playing, but poking at it. And she says, I stared at him for what seemed like some time and just went, oh, are you going to the fancy dress ball as well? If so, have a good evening. She said this because everyone was really friendly in those surroundings and everyone knew everyone more or less. She says he never looked up at me, but he looked up towards the way I came and started walking in the opposite direction to the way I was going. And she said, if I'm honest, I thought he was hard of hearing or rude. But then, she says, he completely disappeared in front of me. She's wrote, gone, vanished. My mouth dropped open and I quickly walked towards the main exit as fast as my legs would carry me. Imagine being pregnant and seeing that and knowing that you need to get the hell out of there. This is really interesting. She says, a month later, I was due to return to the Tower of London. While I was there doing clients' hair, I told them what happened. One of the younger ladies said to me that she had seen the man playing with the puddle and the long black stick, and he had also disappeared in front of her, and she'd rushed quickly back to her apartment and told her mother. I think he's been seen a few times by others over the years, but I don't know who he is to this day, but it always stays with me. She goes on to say that while I was there, I used to get strange feelings about the place. I put it down to the history, but I am sensitive. I do hear and see things. Listen, if you've worked here or you know someone who's been here and actually seen the same ghost, let me know immediately, and thank you, Colette. This is brilliant.